Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about haircuts that work for your body shape. I've done how to figure out your face shape, what haircuts, what styles look good with that face shape, but I feel it's a lot easier to pinpoint like face shapes because there's like the 7 kind of face shapes that everyone kind of falls into. I feel like body shape, it's a lot more complex. So I think I've kind of just narrowed it down to like the 5 kind of basic things. You may be a combination of these. I do have a diagram. I swear it looks like a band of girls in like purple jumpsuits, but I think that I've narrowed it down enough where I can kind of just separate and clarify things a little bit more. So just before we go into the video, I do want to address something that was a big deal kind of in my last video, and that is my face. What happened to my face? Where did the old Sylvia go? What am I doing to my face? Stop with the plastic surgery, all of that. Anyway, I do have to say I have not gotten any plastic surgery on my face. I promise you I will never get plastic surgery on my face. So I've mentioned in the past that I do get Botox on my forehead. I have hereditary straight across lines, and I've been getting those for 4 years now, I believe. I also have to say I did get my eyebrows threaded, which she completely arched my eyebrows way more than I have ever worn on YouTube. And again, as far as the lips, I've known my Botox lady. She is amazing. She is a complete and true artist, and I trust her 100%. And she was the one that said, you know what, when you are ready to just put literally like a dot on your bottom lip to kind of, even it out, like let me know. You don't normally with fillers, you have to buy like an entire syringe. And she was like, we will do literally like 5% of that syringe. And I was, I thought about it for months. I was really like skeptical. I was kind of afraid. I am not saying that she pushed me into it in any way. I was personally really curious and really wanted to try it. So I finally did. Honestly, I don't think in person it looks anything. I do think that on camera it does look a little bit more prominent than it does in real life. I don't feel like I've had it long enough to know if it's something that I want to keep up with. So I'll see, but just know that that's what's going on. That was the longest explanation and intro to this video. And I know that a lot of your concern wasn't necessarily coming from a bad place. So yeah, let's get into the video. All right, so here are the 5, I guess, basic body shapes. And the body shapes aren't just about like the actual body shape. It has a lot to do with how your head connects to your body, being like your neck, the shape of your head in combination with the shape of your body, and so forth. So body shapes I have here is like the more voluptuous body, the short, like petite body, tall, short neck and a smaller head, and a smaller frame with a bigger head, which is kind of the opposite. Now, I understand that your body shape or your combination might not be on here. For the most part, if it's not on here, it's probably because you fit a pretty average kind of look or silhouette, and therefore you can do whatever you want. So let's start on this side. So for the more voluptuous side, you want to keep balance. So if you have like a fuller kind of body, you also want to have that on your hair. So definitely creating volume this way. And what's funny is a lot of girls will say like, oh, I need to lose weight, or I've gained 50 pounds in the last year, so I want really long, like slim, thin hair. And that's actually the opposite, because then you're creating an illusion that your hair is really thin and your body's actually a lot bigger. So by creating lots of volume, your hair and everything just looks very in proportion, which ends up making you look smaller. Now, as far as the length, another thing that girls that think that they need to lose weight will many times say they want really long hair due to the fact that you feel like you can almost cover up a little bit more. But honestly, a shorter kind of cut, just kind of, touching the shoulders, is actually very flattering. And I want you almost to imagine a profile version of that, whereas where the hair is kind of, thick and voluminous and then it cuts off like at the shoulders, again, that's creating kind of that balance to the rest of the body, whereas the hair is longer and kind of going over the back, it's actually just adding more volume. So if you're trying to make the body look or appear smaller, that is definitely my advice. About shoulder length hair, voluminous on the sides. You can also add volume on top because that will obviously make you look taller, which will make you look slimmer. So you can do both, but definitely some volume on the sides. You can have like waves, anything that kind of creates attention and brings the eye to the face. Now I do have to say a little disclaimer for this. Honestly, there is no wrong body type. There is nothing that I'm going to say here that, you know, if you fit one of these, that you have a body that needs to be corrected. Honestly, if the advice I give you, if you're doing the opposite and you feel good about it, because honestly, every time I've made this type of video, I always get the comment of, well, I have that face shape and I don't have the haircut you recommended and I look great. And honestly, if that is the case, then do it. You know, maybe you are someone that likes to break the rules, or maybe you have a unique look, or even if not, maybe it just fits and works with you. That is totally okay. I'm just giving you kind of aesthetic, pleasing rules that have kind of been set that geometrically, I guess, kind of just makes everything look more balanced. Maybe you don't want to look balanced, and that's totally okay. So I just figured that by the title of this video, if you clicked on here, there's probably something you want to kind of soften up about your look, or you want to kind of create more balance. So I do have to say that because, again, I'm not trying to say that any of these there's anything wrong with. That being said, let's go move on to the next one. So for the short, petite body types, I would recommend definitely no very long hair. You will just look like you're kind of swimming in that long hair. Just imagine kind of like a little girl with extremely long hair. You know, it almost looks like, you know, you're playing dress up or something. Now, something that's too short or kind of like above the shoulder, that'll also create almost like a juvenile kind of look. You also don't want to, if you're already petite, you want to look womanly and, you know, grown up. So a mid-length is perfect. Some layering, some visual interest, it definitely is good. Some volume at the top is definitely recommended because it'll create, you know, length and height and just really flattering on that body shape. Now for the next one is tall. And again, so here I drew a girl with longer hair. I think that's a good balance because you are tall, so the eye already sees length. When the hair is long as well, again, it creates balance. It seems like that hair goes with that body type. Now, if you want to have shorter hair, something that touches the shoulders is great because then the more gap you create there, the more length the eye sees, because it seems like, wow, you are just so tall that your hair does not reach your shoulder. So if the hair reaches the shoulder, it kind of just makes you not look as tall. But obviously, if you love being tall and you want to look as tall as can be, obviously ignore these rules. Another thing that looks great on women that are tall is bangs. So it actually makes your face look a little bit rounder. And so for someone that's already tall and sometimes has like longer features, that can be very flattering. All right, so onto the next body shape, which is the short neck with the smaller head. And so for this one, what is suggested is lots of volume on the sides, and then either short, where there is that length between. You almost want to show that the head is so elevated from the neck that there is that extra space there. Or long, really long hair also, because if you think about it, when the hair is pulled forward, you kind of don't see where the neck ends or start. I mean, you can't really see where the shoulder kind of ends or starts. So you kind of just see more like this long line of the neck. So nothing too mid-length for this one, either short where you have that space or the hair that's a little bit longer. All right, so onto the next one, the small frame with a bigger head. So for this body shape, we suggest a less volume. And for this, obviously you can do whatever. I mean, you can exaggerate that you have bigger features and you can add volume to your hair, and that's totally fine. But for this one, if you want to keep that balance and not exaggerate anything, it would be with simple, sleek, not a lot of volume on your hair so that the head almost appears smaller and a little bit more in proportion to the body shape. So whatever shape, sizes, and proportions you are beautiful just the way you are. I always believe it's good to know the rules, and then if you want to break them, go ahead. But obviously that's what I'm here for. I'm here to, you know, teach you everything that I have learned and all these rules that kind of when, you know, you see a model or, you know, an actress or, that looks so well put together, and sometimes you just want to know, what is that magic formula? What is it that they have? Like, what am I missing? Sometimes it's just nice to learn like what that is. I hope you really enjoy this video. I hope that you've learned something at least. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please share this with anyone else that you feel would also benefit from learning anything from this. I thank you guys so much. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.